ready for it. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, it's about to break. Got what it's gonna take. Go ahead and on that stage. Let's go. When you're made for this, yeah, it's obvious. Time for another lift.
What's up, everyone? This will be my very first What If, and I'll be doing What If Naruto was adopted by Kakashi. And the reason I'm doing this is because my older brother suggested it to me, so I'll be giving this a shot. So in this part, I'll be laying out the groundwork for the What If for all the other parts. So without further ado, let's jump right into this. Now, we start this story back in the Great Ninja War with Minato and Kakashi, talking about Kushina having Naruto. As usual, Kakashi will be happy, congratulate Minato. The only difference I'm seeing here, at least, is I would see Minato asking Kakashi to be there. Now, the reason I think Minato would ask Kakashi to be there is for several reasons. One of the reasons being that Minato would think Kakashi would be, I guess, an uncle figure to Naruto. Not only that, but if anything were to happen to Minato in the future, and Kushina in the future, he would want Kakashi to take custody over Naruto. Now, obviously Minato has no knowledge of being killed by the Nine Tails. But Kakashi would then ask Minato for a reasoning of why Minato wanted him there, and Minato would just give him a vague reason like he would feel better, and Kakashi, being Kakashi, would agree and go with them. Now, for the sake of this What If, I'm going to say that this meeting of them talking about Naruto is a week prior, before Naruto was actually born. Because I don't want it to be where they talk about it and then it happens right then and there. It's a week prior. So, a week passes, and everything plays out the same, except the only difference is Kakashi is with Minato. So, Obito shows up, and this time, instead of Minato running ones with him, Kakashi would be there, and they'd be straight jumping this man, jumping him into the gang. Obito, being overwhelmed by the pressure, then retreats, leaving the rampaging Nine Tails. This is where Minato would go and find Kushina and Naruto, except he would tell Kakashi to go help with the evacuation. Kakashi would be hesitant about this at first, but then listens and goes help with the evacuation. I'd say at this part everything goes as normal, except that it's gonna be Kakashi that ends up finding Minato's and Kushina's bodies. The real difference this time is Kushina is dead, but Minato would still be partly alive when Kakashi arrives. Then he would proceed to tell Kakashi that he sealed the Nine Tails inside of Naruto, then ask him, please take care of. Minato will not be able to finish his sentence as he dies. Seeing this, re-triggers Kakashi's Mangekyo Sharingan. The reason I said re-triggers is because I know that if I would have said triggered, then there would be people in the comments saying, he already had his Mangekyo Sharingan when Rin died, so yeah, they're happy I said re-triggered. Sorry about that. Now, Kakashi would get up and walk over to the baby, now holding Naruto tightly. This would be the moment when the third Hokage arrives. Kakashi would then explain that Naruto is the son of Minato and also has a Nine Tails sealed within him. The third Hokage would then take the baby and thank Kakashi for the info and take Naruto to his house. The next day, the third would send a summons for Kakashi because there was a problem. Kakashi arrives at the office and asks what the issue was, and the third Hokage breaks it down for him. Well, Kakashi, we are trying to decide who would take custody over Naruto. Except the problem is Danzo is trying to do it, and I know it won't be good. Do you have any idea who it should be? Kakashi thinks for a moment, and then mentions Jiraiya. But the third Hokage shuts it down because of his spy network. Kakashi thinks long and hard on who it would be, and it finally hits him when he remembers Minato's last words. Please, take care of. Kakashi never heard him finish his sentence, but Kakashi was pretty sure that Minato was telling him to take care of Naruto. Then he tells the third, I'll do it. He, then he continues, since I was a fourth student, it would kind of make sense for me to do it, and I think he would want me to do it. The third smiles and agrees with them, and then recommends Kakashi for the job. And that's basically how Kakashi became Naruto's father. Now, I know Kakashi is only 14 and is in the Ambu, but he is by no means going to be raising Naruto alone. He will get people to babysit him while he is on missions. Also, in this timeline, I will want I almost said Boruto. Never compare Boruto to Naruto. In this timeline, Naruto will get a mother, mostly because I want Naruto to have a mother. I want him to have a whole family. And I did look like research, and the most commonly shipped person with Kakashi is Anko, but I don't want it to be Anko for my own personal reasons. So I made my own female character for Kakashi. Haven't decided on her name yet, but I just wanted something new. I still do need a fan art drawing if anyone wants to volunteer for that. Also, in this timeline, I could see Naruto and Hinata being way closer than what they were in canon. Sometimes Kakashi would ask the Hyugas to watch Naruto while he is away on missions, setting the tone for their friendship. I also want Naruto to learn several techniques throughout this what if. Now, because Naruto is the son of Minato, I would want Naruto later in the future, not too much later, but later in the future, to learn the flying rising technique. I just thought maybe I could implement this somehow, just so Naruto could have it. Also, I'm also probably going to give Naruto several other chakra formations uh, in the story. So, with that being said, we can continue to his childhood. So, Naruto, 4 years later, with Naruto, Kakashi is talking to Naruto, telling him the whole story about when he was younger. He does leave the information about his mother and father, so he does not tell Naruto that the fourth is his father. Although, he does tell him that he has the Nine-Tailed Seal in him. And because Naruto is only 4 years old, he takes this shock with this, but he does notice how people look at him when he's walking with Kakashi. I would say Naruto's training would start extremely early because Kakashi would want him to pass, the ninja exam and not fail it 3 times, which I think is kind of stupid just because he couldn't do the clone jutsu. No one ever actually they never told us why, but getting off track, sorry about that little rant. So I feel like Kakashi would teach him all the basics to chakra control. He'd probably end up learning tree climbing at a young age. He's not going to be fully able to do it, but kind of do it because they are teaching him to control his Nine-Tails chakra. Kakashi would teach him the multi-shadow clone jutsu, not the shadow clone, not the clone jutsu, because of all his chakra. I also feel like he would learn wind style Gale Palm, the one Barto does. If Barto have it, I feel like there's no reason Naruto shouldn't have it. Um, and the last technique I wanted him to learn was how did I forget this? The last technique he was going to learn is another wind style technique that I think would be pretty cool for him, which was the wind style wind release. It's not necessarily a specific jutsu, but since he has wind chakra, wind release would be the best thing for him. So, so during this training period, Kakashi would start dating that specific girl, and before Naruto enters the academy, he would get married. So before Naruto's 4 years in the academy, Kakashi does get married. So Naruto's new mother would be fond of Naruto. She would not care at all that he had the Nine Tails inside of him because she didn't really lose anybody in this tragedy. So Naruto's mother is also very well versed in fire and ice jutsu. So she would teach Naruto very little ice and fire jutsu. Nothing major whatsoever. He would not be learning the fireball jutsu like Sasuke, or he wouldn't be learning any major ice breakthroughs, but just small little things, mainly for defense, if anything. So Kakashi his and Naruto's mother are training him, and Hinata comes to join them. We can see early on that Hinata has developed a big crush for Naruto. And Kakashi and Naruto's mom can visibly see this, but Naruto doesn't really know, like in canon, but Naruto kinda has feelings back towards Hinata. So for for the next 2 months before they go into the academy, Hinata is training with Naruto, Kakashi, and his mom. So when the day comes when they enroll in the academy, and in the academy, in terms of not Naruto, but Sakura and Sasuke, I feel like Naruto and Sasuke would have a genuine rivalry from the jump, because you have to remember, this Naruto was trained by an Ambu. On top of that, he was trained by a mom who was well versed in jutsu. So I feel like Sasuke would actually see him as a very good rival and sparring partner, but Sasuke would still have the best scores in the academy. He would still get Rookie of the Year, Naruto not being too far behind. Sakura, I don't see a real reason for Sakura to find Naruto annoying like in canon, but she definitely wouldn't like Naruto. Like she wouldn't find him annoying, but her and Naruto wouldn't necessarily be happy to see each other, because because Sakura would still try to get Naruto in trouble when he pulled the minor pranks and stuff. When it came to the others, Neji, Choji, Naruto played with them still. Ino and Naruto have a better relationship than what it was in canon, because Naruto wasn't around to be annoying at the time. Who else am I missing? He doesn't know Neji yet. Neji isn't even in the academy, but even when he visits the Hyugas, Neji is never there, so he doesn't know Neji. I want to establish that now. So that's what I think would happen in the academy. Now, this is where I'll be leaving this part off. In the next part, we'll be getting into team selection and Belteth, and probably a part of the Land of Waves arc. So, yeah, that's where I'll be leaving this off for now. In terms of other news, though, there will be more AMVs coming, like God of High School and a Comic Got Kill AMVs. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please comment down below your thoughts, and I'll definitely catch you guys later.